Hi, and thanks for joining me for this 30-minute yoga practice. I'm Andrea. I'm so glad you're here with me. I'm standing on a yoga mat. If you don't have one, it's fine. Just find a carpeted area or somewhere that's not too slippery. I always recommend having a chair nearby, just in case. It can be helpful, and I give you options as to how to use that chair if you want to. The other option is tall blocks, or maybe you have a couple of thick books. And I think it's also important to have something for padding. A folded blanket or even a big beach towel is great. Once you've got that, let's start in Tadasana mountain pose. So feet hip distance. Stand, as I like to say, into the majesty of your mountain. Playfully walk a little forward and back and just see where your balance is there. And just as playfully a little side to side and see where your balance exists there. And settle into the middle where you feel all 4 points of your feet. So big toe mound, pinky toe mound, 2 points at the heel. Your arms turn away from one another, palms turn out, and that smiles your collarbones. Lean your head back just a little, so we're not jetting our chin forward like technology has us doing sometimes these days. And then fall into your breath. Really bring your awareness to full, rich, deep inhales and complete exhales. Okay, just a couple of moments here. So often you hear it's the journey and not the destination, and yoga is the perfect place to fully embody that. Take your right arm across your body, and instead of letting the right side of your body go with it, just let it be that you're reaching your arm. So it's not that you're trying to get somewhere. You're here for the experience of the reach. And I'm going to talk about the prize is in the reach a bit in this practice. So let this little bit of a reach be okay. And you can assist it putting the crux of your elbow onto the forearm of your right arm and just encouraging a little bit of a reach across your body. And then try that on the other side. Left arm across, a little bit of a lever, and we're just making sure that that arm is reaching across and the body's not going with it. So if you want to make sure of that before you add the leverage, great. And then just pause. Feel a little hint of a stretch, a reminder that the prize is in the reach. And then release. Arms along your side. Now you can turn your right palm to face you because you're going to use that against your right thigh. Left arm out to the side, thumb to the sky. Now just ever so carefully reach with your left arm up to the sky and your right arm down your leg. And we're not trying to get anywhere. We're enjoying the experience of it, I bet. Standing into your left foot a little bit more will help you find that even balance in both feet that we found before we added a reach. I want to make sure that your thumb is to the sky the whole time, so no crunching of shoulders into ears. And then just 2 more moments here. Come back to center. Left palm along the left leg. Right thumb to the sky, and then stamping into your right foot strong. A little side stretch, just curious about where that stretch might live. And we're having the full experience right here, right now. It's not a chase to try to get anywhere. Last 2 moments here. Come down the middle, turn your palms away from each other. Inhale, arms out to the side, a V shape with both arms overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips and take your hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, a little deeper hinge in the hip. And then inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And then arms along your side. One more time like that. Inhale, arms out to the side, a V shape overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips, take your hands onto your thighs. Inhale and extend your heart. Exhale, just ever so slightly deepen the hinge at the hip. And then inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, V shape overhead. Stand into your mountain. Step out to the long edge of your mat. So step out wide and take your thumbs to the sky with your arms outstretched. So we have a little bit of a roadmap for how wide we want our stance to be. Think ankles underneath wrists or thereabouts. We'll refine this as we go. Turn your right leg out so that your right foot faces the short edge of your mat. Cheat your left heel back. And then bend your front knee, but be cautious that your knee is not farther forward than your ankle. You can see that in me right now. We prefer a vertical line from your knee to your ankle, so maybe a little bit more space is helpful. You're reaching through your arms, so the prize in the reach there, and you're reaching through the crown of your head. You're also reaching into the ground with the outer edge of your back foot and with the heel of your front foot. Now take your right forearm across your thigh carefully. Give a little karate chop energy to it so we're not scrunched. Think about our side stretch that we did standing. Thumb stays to the sky. You could float your left arm up just a bit. And we're reaching. We're reaching between our two arms. We're reaching into the ground with our back foot. And your right thigh bone is reaching a little bit over towards the right. Your right hip is reaching underneath you as if it could move to your left toes. 3 moments, just as we are. Now slowly come upright and reach your arms away from each other. If you need to straighten the front leg already, I get it. It's fine. It's a long time here. Slowly straighten your front leg, lower your arms, and turn all of your toes to face that long edge of your mat. Even here, in transition, there's reach out the crown of our head. Turn your left leg out so that your left foot faces that short edge of your mat. And then cheat your back heel back at a 45-degree angle. Our distance should be pretty good since we were here on the first side. Thumbs to the sky. Bend your front knee. Just reassure yourself that everything is positioned where it wants to be. The prize is in the reach. You're reaching out through your arms, but if they get tired and you need to lower them, remember, you're still reaching out the crown of your head. You're trying, but you're not pushing yourself too far. That's part of the prize in the reach. Now let your left thigh bone feel like it's moving a little bit to the left and anchor into the outer edge of your right foot. Your low belly lifts. 2 more moments here on this side of our warrior 2 pose. And then side angle is what it's called as we bring our forearm onto the left thigh. And you find a bit of a karate chop so we're still not smushed. We're reaching in all directions, almost starfish-like. Your right arm reaches skyward. The thumb stays to the sky so there's no compression ever between the shoulder and the ear, so your neck is free. Crown of the head extends, outer edge of your back foot stamps, and there's an elongation all along that back leg. Try to keep a stamp of your left heel, your front heel into the ground. And part of the reach is staying here a while. So remember, if you need to take a break and come back, the prize is in the reach. There's no goal of trying to stay the whole time if it's not working for you today. Now firm through your belly and come back to the warrior 2 pose, thumbs to the sky. Maybe you let it rumble just a couple more moments. If it's time to go, it's time to go. Don't worry. Slowly straighten the front leg. Turn all of your toes to face the long edge of your mat and heel toe so you're just about 5 inches closer than we were for our warrior 2. hands onto your thighs. Inhale, lift your heart, and then start to hinge at the hip, but really, really lengthen. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen at the crown of your head. Keep pressing into your thighs. Low belly is lifting. And now we're reaching into the backs of the legs. So they're moving in a very subtle direction of being straight. It's a hip hinge. We never want to get head lower than hips. So we're not trying to take a whole forward fold. We just really want to grow tall and think about staying within the muscle. So not slamming into straight legs, but moving those muscles towards straight for just a couple more moments here. Make sure you're breathing the whole time. This feels nice as a counterpose to those warrior poses we just did. And then firm through your feet and your belly, come all the way up. Hands on your hips, heel toe, heel toe. And when you're about hip distance apart, you'll be able to wander to the front edge of your mat. This is where you might decide to use the seat of your chair, or it could be that you decide to use 2 tall blocks and you'll situate those on either side of your mat if that's what you're using. The seat of the chair is right out in front of me and might want to actually even be closer to me. Now, hip distance here at the front of your space. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips and take your hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Your choice, hands onto the seat of your chair or hands onto your tall blocks. Step your left foot back. Lower your back knee to your mat. So this is where that padding might come in handy. You can just reach over and put that underneath your left knee if that's going to make things feel a little bit better. I'm going to relocate so that you can see me a little bit more straightforward for what we're going to do next. I'm using my blocks, but you can have your hands on the base of your chair if that's better. Take your hands onto your thigh, so onto your right thigh, and come upward. Really reach through the crown of your head. And once you're there, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. You're going to lean over to your right with your hand on that block or even your hand on your hip. And remember, you can have that chair nearby. And we're just taking a little bit of an easy side reach, but thumb is to the sky. And you're making sure that you've got a solid foundation from which to reach. We always need deep roots before we widen our branches. And when we're talking about a reach, we've got to make sure that we think about those deep roots first. 2 more moments here. And then bring yourself upright, both thumbs to the sky. Hands come to your blocks, or for those of you who are using the seat of your chair, hands on the seat of your chair. Back knee comes off your mat. With your belly firm, step your left foot forward to meet your right foot hip distance, and then hands onto your thighs. Inhale, reach, length through the crown of your head. Exhale, a little bit more hip hinge. Inhale, rise and reach, thumbs to the sky, V shape overhead, and then stand into your mountain. Second side, inhale, arms out, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands onto your thighs. Inhale, grow taller than you have yet today. And then either hands on the seat of your chair or hands onto your 2 blocks. And this time your right foot steps back and you lower the knee, maybe onto your padding. So take care of yourself that way. Once you've stuck your landing, take your hands onto that left thigh and really grow tall. So it's like when we have our hands on our thighs in our sun salutation like we just did. And then both arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, V shape overhead. Either hand on your hip. Remember, your right thumb stays to the sky. And you just lean carefully over to your left. Your hand could go on a tall block. If that seems far away, the hand on the hip might be the better bet. And then just enjoy the reach. Nowhere else that you need to be. Every inhale reminds you how nice it is to stretch into this body, and every exhale is that sturdy foundation of deep roots. The widening of your branches comes on the inhale, and the deep roots are reminded by the exhale. And then 2 more moments just like this. Now take right hand onto your block or both hands onto the seat of your chair. Take your back knee off your mat and then step gently, carefully, hip distance, right foot meets left. Inhale, hands to thighs, heart extends. Exhale, a little deeper hinge, and then inhale, arms out to the side and thumbs to the sky, V shape. Arms along your side. Inhale, arms out and up, V shape overhead, and then exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart extends. And then from here, hands to blocks or hands to the seat of your chair. Step your left foot back. Lower the knee one more time. Take your hands onto your thigh. And then arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky. Reach length into your wingspan here and turn to your right. Turn, turn, turn. You're just reaching. You're reaching out the crown of your head. You're reaching out your fingertips. And you're reaching your left ribs towards the right side of your mat. Come back down the middle. Thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Hands return to your blocks or to the seat of your chair. Back knee off your mat. And then step hip distance. Left foot next to right. Hands onto your thighs. Inhale your heart forward and exhale. A little bit more hinge at the hip. Inhale, rise, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And then pause in your mountain. Second side. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward, hands either to your chair or to your tall blocks, and this time your right foot steps back. Lower your right knee, maybe onto some padding. Climb your left hand onto your left thigh. Grow tall, and then swoop your arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky. Reach through your arms and reach through the crown of your head. Turn over towards your left. Continue the reach. And now it's the reach of right ribs towards the left side of your mat. 2 more moments here. Unwind, take your arms to the sky, thumbs to the sky, V shape. Now this time, come to hands and knees. So use your blocks to swoop your left knee next to your right knee. You can use the base of your chair. And then just make sure that you carefully take your props off to the side. I'm going to take the blanket underneath my knees. So if you weren't using it for your lunge, you might decide to use it for this bit. Now, line it up so that your shoulders are over your wrists as we're here on all fours. You can keep your toes curled under or be on the tops of your feet. It's up to you. Shoulder blades on your back. So you want to make sure that we're lined up. Those are our deep roots before we widen our branches. Now take your right arm out in front of you, thumb faces the sky, and then step your left foot back as if you were going to do a plank position. Now keep this same beautiful alignment and think about lifting your left leg off of your mat. You're going to need to push into your left hand a lot. And this is plenty. You're reaching, aren't you? You're reaching out your right fingertips and out your left heel. If you want to change up the reach a little bit, bend your left knee, reach with your right hand as if to hold the foot, and you never need to. If for some reason that happens easily, which for some of us it does, you can hold on. But if you don't hold on, you're actually using a lot of musculature, which is important, and it's part of the reach, right? The prize is reaching, not needing to grab the foot ever. 2 more moments. Now reach, right arm forward and left leg back. Grow a little bit longer than you have yet today. And then right hand down, left knee down, a child's pose moment just to collect ourselves and maybe to circle our wrists a little bit. Come back onto your hands and knees when you're ready. If you need more time to rest, take it. Shoulders are over wrists. And this time, shoulder blades on your back, low belly lifting, left arm reaches forward as if to shake somebody's hand. Step your right foot back as if you were doing a plank position. It could stay here the whole time because the prize is in the reach. Or lift your right leg back behind you, reaching out of left fingertips and right heel, pushing the ground away with your right hand. Last couple of moments here. Now it can stay here the whole time, or begin to bend your back knee and reach with your left hand towards that right foot. You never need to hold on, remember? Journey, not the destination. One non-negotiable is that you're breathing the whole time. No matter which version of this pose you're up to, breath is priority. And then reach left arm forward, right leg back if it's not doing that already. One last moment to grow the longest that you have so far. And then release, come into child's pose, and do a little bit of a wrist release for a moment. Sit cross-legged. I like to sit on my folded blanket, and I fold it a couple of times because I like a pretty good perch. Once we're seated, cross your right shin in front of your left shin. We'll do that side first so that we're all on the same page. The cross is really a cross at the shins, not just at the ankles. This is going to give us a little bit more hip rotator stretch, and we'd like that while we're here. And take a couple of moments like this, just getting yourself situated. And then thumbs to the sky, V shape overhead like we did in a lunge not very long ago. Right hand on the ground, or maybe even right hand on your block or tall book. Thumb stays to the sky, and you'll just start to lean. Sort of like our side stretch at the very beginning, definitely a little bit like something that we did in a lunge just a little while ago. Pause, reach. You can reach that right hand out farther, but we're not trying to get somewhere that we don't need to be. And now I'm going to let you stretch your meditation by being quiet for 30 seconds here. Really great. Slowly come back to center. Left hand wanders out maybe onto a block. Right sit bone needs to really be the deep roots, right? As we widen our branches, right arm to the sky, thumb to the sky. And then maybe you wander that left hand out a little bit, but you want to make sure the right sit bone is rooted. There are so many places that you're reaching now. Reaching out the crown of your head, reaching the arms away from each other, and reaching into stillness. That might be the most advanced reach of all. We're so used to being distracted, endlessly entertained. On this side too, 30 seconds where you sip the silence. You did it. Come all the way upright. Reverse the cross of your shins. So sometimes if you lean back and just give them a little waggle, it's nice. Left shin in front now. Make sure that it's that tighter cross if you can manage it. So we're in the hip rotators more than we are the knees. We did this also when we were standing. Right arm across your body, a little bit of a lever, and then you just feel the reach. And the reach is not a twist like we did in a lunge. The reach is right across with your arm. You feel both sit bones rooted and length out the crown of your head here too. Stay with it just a few more moments. Gently release this side. Left arm across your body. Make your little hook, and then just draw it across, and you'll feel it right at the cap of the shoulder probably. I mean, there's a few places you may feel it, but you will probably feel a little bit of the deltoid muscle, the cap of your shoulder. You might feel that after our hands and knees, where we were actually having it be load bearing. And then stay for a couple moments here. So the prize in the reach is the release of the work that we did. And gently release this side. Stay on your perch. I'm just going to relocate so that you can see me a bit better. And now on your perch, extend your legs straight out in front of you. So seated, legs out in front of you. Sometimes it's a little bit more agreeable to be hip distance with your feet, or you can bring them together with the toe knuckles touching. If you have something like a kitchen towel, you can put that across your feet, or just fingertips on either side of your legs. Think of our hip hinge that we did when we were standing, and just use that here on the floor, and you'll get some sticky business as you wander out. What I don't want is rounding, so the prize is in the reach, out the crown of your head, and really towards touching your toes. But it's not like life gets better when you touch your toes. You just happen to be touching your toes. Life gets better when you see that the prize is in the reach. We'll stay here for a couple moments. If you can curl your toes back towards you, you'll start to feel a little bit of a reach through the calf muscles, the lower part of the leg also. Right about now, I have to remind myself to lengthen through my spine and let it be a hinge at the hip and not round the way that I tend to, sitting at my computer. So great, really nice. Slowly let an inhale bring you upright in our seat. Come off of your perch, bend your knees and put your feet on your mat hip distance. Lying back for our Shavasana final meditation. And in this Shavasana final meditation, we reach for something higher and greater, whatever or whoever that might be to you. Let yourself fall into the floor. You can cover your eyes, close your eyes. If it feels better to have your knees bent and your feet as wide as your mat with your knees falling in on each other, feel free to do that. 1 minute meditation here. welcome to stay in your Shavasana final meditation as long as you'd like. If you're ready to come out, move fingers and toes and let your body and mind stay soft. Bend your knees and put your feet on the ground. Roll to either side. And then up to any comfortable seat. Palms up or down. Just take a moment and feel the prize. The reach can just be showing up on your mat. I'm Andrea. I'm so glad you practiced with me today, and I look forward to us practicing again soon.